How's it going, everyone? It is Andre Williams, and over here we talk stocks and we focus on one thing. Always protect your profits. And today we're going to be talking about Marin software. So again, I've been getting questions about that. Hey, we want to get an update. Have you been seeing the price action as of late? So you know what? We're going to talk about it. But before I get started, of course, we got to go over the agenda. If you're new to this channel, I just want to let you know we have timestamps down below inside the description. But if you are a shareholder or you're thinking about taking a position, I highly suggest you watch this full entire video. So the first thing we're going to be going over is the technical analysis. We want to take a look at the overall price action. Is it on a downtrend? What are we looking forward to in regards to reversal, and knowing the support and as well as resistance? This is very key if you plan on trading inside of this stock. And then secondly, we're going to be going on Fintel, taking a look at the short interest information. Are shorts still heavily vested inside of this play, and by what degree? And we can see this by taking a look at the short volume ratio. And then we're going to be taking a look at the order flow distribution on Friday, where institutions loading up on shares of Marin. Well, we're going to be finding out. This is key because it does impact the stock price. And then when all of that is done, we'll be going into the final thoughts. So let's get to it. So we're going to be doing a technical analysis for Marin software. Let's see how it performed on Friday. So I ended up closing at $5.87, being down 4.55%. On the low, it tested $5.81, and then on the high, testing $6.27. When we take a look at the volume stats on the day, it traded at 2.862 million shares. And as far as for the average volume over 10 trading days, it's at 9.938 million shares. So that is well below the average there. And it's part of the reasons why we're seeing pressure on the overall stock price. Volume is so key when it comes to these particular kind of plays. And when it's not getting it, you're going to start seeing a downtrend. And that's what's happening here. When we take a look at the RSI down below, we can see right here, it's right around 36.48. So it is in the oversold territory. And when we take a look at the indicators on our chart, we are below all of them. So this just says, as far as downward pressure is concerned, it is there because the stock has been on quite the downtrend. And one of the things that you want to pay attention to here, if it does continue to decide to sell off, you'd want to see it hold up right here around $5.45. That's where we look at, hey, that line of defense there, because that ends up breaking. Hey, we have a gap right here that needs to be filled, and they could potentially have the next level of support being right here at $4. So I just want you to make sure, as far as if you have a strategy inside of this play, you're aware of the downside risk. But at the same time, if MRIN can actually use this 580 area as somewhere as support, that will definitely be an interesting setup here, because then you can look forward to seeing a spike, seeing a move going back into the $6 range. It tested $6.27. So of course, we're going to be looking forward to seeing it actually surpass this area on the Monday, so we can look forward to seeing this next move going to $6.33. And if we have the volume and it's coming in, then the next level to look out for, you want to see if it can get past $6.54. So anyone who's inside this play and you're trading it, you already know. Take a look at that support. Take a look at those downside risks and what is the upside as far as the spikes are concerned. And like we saw on the Friday, it was $6.27. And if it can surpass that, we want to look forward to seeing how well it can get above $6.50. So we're on Fintel. We're going to take a look at the short interest information for MRIN. So as we scroll down on the page, the short shares availability is at 1.2 million, updated 23 minutes ago. And as far as for the short borrow-free rate, it is at 56.52%. Taking a look at the history of the short volume ratio, we could see for the August 6th close, which was the Friday, it was at 45.97. As far as in this range going as far back as July the 26th, you can see as far as on the 30th, we were at 52.23 being the high. So being at 45.97, and we did go up from what we saw at the 5th at 44.74, still shows that, you know what, MRIN still has short squeeze potential, and there's just many shorts who are vested inside of this play. So this is why I was saying, if we end up having above average volume or more volume that we've been getting over the past days, then we could see some buying pressure and seeing some moves to the upside. Now let's take a look at the order flow distribution for Marin. So we can see here on the inflow, it was 3,770. And on the outflow, it was 5,142. So it was an outflow day. So we see here on the large, it was 1,016. On the medium, it was 1,925. And then on the small, it was 829. Now on the outflow side on the large, it was 1,035. On the medium, it was 2,885. And on the small, it was 1,222. As far as for the large scale orders in the last 5 days, you could see here we had 3 inflow days out of the 5, and on the Friday it was at 19.6, and also on the 4th it was at 374.11. But do keep in mind of the fact, as far as for the entire week, it still ended up having inflows beating out the outflows. So with all of that said, using this data, we see institutions are still getting involved in regards to purchasing shares. We're also seeing a lot of selling pressure. So I wouldn't be too surprised if a lot of that is happening on the retail side. And this play does thrive on volume. So when you're not getting that, and plus the short volume ratio is so high, you're going to see pressure on the stock price. And that's one of the things I want you to be aware of, especially if you're trading it. So now let's jump into the final thoughts. So for my final thoughts from Marin software, if you're going to be inside of this play, make sure you have a solid strategy. When we were taking a look at the technical analysis, we saw that $5.80 level did a pretty decent job holding up support. We want to see this actually continue. You want to see it go back into the $6 range. If it does break through this area, as far as for the downside risk is concerned, it could be very high, because we could see the next line of support is around $4. So with that said, we want to see it hold up 580. If it goes back, then you want to at least see it hold up around 545. And if it doesn't hold up 545, then again, there's a gap fill there that'll bring it down to the $4 that I was mentioning. So just be aware of that if you want to be trading inside of this play. If you are holding bags, maybe you bought in at the top and so on, then you're going to have to figure out what is going to be the best decision for you, because I can't give you just one blanket approach, because everyone has a different cost average. So that's something that you want to be aware of there. And then we went on Fintel taking a look at the short interest information. This play does continue to have short squeeze potential. So that is really good to see. And also when we took a look at the short borrow free rate, it is well over 50%. So any shorts who are inside of this play, they are paying a hefty fee. So with that said, this is part of the reasons why this play thrives on volume. It needs volume. It needs buying pressure for it to make strong moves to the upside. And I want to make sure you're aware of that. So keep an eye on those volume stats. See what it trades at. What's the amount of shares that tend to trade on a daily basis? Write this down. Get a record somewhere. At least you know if you start seeing above average volume and you're seeing the prices starting to move a lot better than it normally does, then you know, okay, you know what? Things might look good today. And this is how I look at stocks, and I'm able to see potential spikes, especially when you see institutions are purchasing up shares as well and getting involved inside of the action. So I hope you guys found this video helpful, and we'll be talking real soon.